Well, let's talk about that different perspective, because certainly right now we're seeing some unprecedented times, both economically and politically, and I'd like to talk about that a little bit. What do you think about the new administration? What do you think about President Obama's $800 billion stimulus package?
I think it's great news that the federal government is moving forward rapidly on a stimulus package, because we certainly need a shot in the arm in terms of infrastructure, job creation, all across this nation, and certainly in New York State as well. The state legislative delegation, as well as the governor right now, are working towards trying to deal with a $1.7 billion budget deficit, short-term deficit they have from last year's budget. And then they're going to deal with a $14 or so billion deficit for next year's budget. These are mind-boggling numbers that we have never seen before. And unless there are major infusions of cash, they can't tax their way out of this problem, and they can't cut their way out of the problem. You can't cut. For instance, some of the school superintendents were up in Albany yesterday talking about 25% cuts in their school budgets. They cannot lay off hundreds of teachers and still provide a good, solid quality of education for our kids in our communities across New York State. So this stimulus package will go a long way towards helping us in that effort.
We're seeing that there is a portion of that that's going to go for school aid.
But there'll be a portion, the first phase of this, a portion of it will go for school aid. The problem is that a lot of people are depending on a great deal of money. I probably have some people who have spent this money 10 different times already. And I would caution people not to do that. Don't raise your expectations to the level where you think this is going to be this stimulus package is going to end all of our fiscal crisis, because it's not. But it will be a major plus for New York State, for our local governments, for our counties, for our school districts, for our healthcare facilities, our hospitals. I mean, what they need to do on Medicaid and Medicare is to help our hospitals so that they continue to provide a good level of care. Once this money happens, in conjunction with the state government being able to get a budget done and try to get it done as on time as possible, that will reflect the true needs of the people of New York State, and then try to deal with all the other struggles. There are times when I look back and I say, you know, if I were there, how could I do it better? And I've been very careful not to be the person to stand outside and throw stones and say I could do a better job. I look at the job that the members of the legislature do on a daily basis, which is a high-pressure job, and they don't need me second-guessing them. I know that we have got very talented people in Westchester representing us in the state capitol, and combined with the Obama administration stimulus package, combined with the initiatives on the part of our new governor, David Paterson, hopefully they'll be able to bridge the gap and get us into next year's fiscal year.